Hey guys, welcome to another Q&A. Let's jump into it. Is FTMO the only account you trade, or do I have a personal one as well? I have a personal one as well, and I'm using Social Trader Tools as a trade copier where I have one account as my master, and then I'll have slave accounts underneath it. So whenever I make a trade, that master account will copy its trades onto the slave account. So yeah, I'll have my funded one as my master account and then my personal one as a slave account. And yeah, that's just the structure I have between my different accounts. All right, next question. What confluences do you use for follow the trend trading? So kind of confluences that I will use, or I'll kind of ask myself when I'm forecasting, analyzing the markets, is what phase of the market are we in? Are we in a corrective or impulsive phase? Are we trending, or are we just becoming range bound? Because if I'm in a range bound market, obviously I'm going to be more conservative, because I don't want to be tagged in and out. If the market's just moving sideways, that's something that I don't want to be involved in. If a entry is starting to form, I'll ask, how are we breaking the highs or the lows? If I'm trading with the trend, of course, if we're looking for longs, we'll be making higher highs and higher lows. But if we are breaking those higher highs and those highs and then completely retracing, that's telling me that there's a lack of momentum, and that's not gonna give me confidence to take a trade. Usually I'd like to see at least like 2 impulses, or like, again, this is going to be subjective to the person, to the trader, what they'll class as an impulse. But yeah, that's a question I would ask, like, okay, how impulsive is the impulse? And then how corrective is the corrective, etc, etc. The steepness of a flag, if you're trading patterns, sometimes you'll get like super steep pullbacks and ultimately a really steep flag, and that's just, for me, telling me that the market just wants to reverse and not actually continue. So those are sort of things that I ask myself. I can't really give you a set rule or for confluences, but those are the things that I'll keep in mind and ask myself when I'm analyzing the markets. The next question is, how's your FTMO accounts going? That is a great question, and I get this question way too much. And honestly, like, I never intended to actually continuously make FTMO videos once I became funded. Like, I wanted to show the process from like, I don't know, like 0 to 100, like the start to the finish of getting the funded account. But once I got the funded account, I wanted to grow my capital, be laser focused, focus on myself, focus on growing the account. I think the only update I would make next regarding FTMO would be if I like lost the account, if I blew the account for whatever reason, I lost the account, then of course I'll update you guys and I'll let you guys know where I'm at. It's something that I'm not ashamed to say. Again, I'm just being like real truth honest, things happen. If I've lost the account, of course, then I will be making a video, making a post, whatever, sharing sort of my reflections and sort of the next plan, the next step. But so far, still funded, it's going well. Again, markets haven't been at 110% because of this whole COVID-19 BS, but yeah, it's going well, and don't expect many other updates on it. It is what it is now. It's me just doing me and trading and just being focused on that, really. Next question, is it good to trade with specific pairs, like 2 to 3 pairs for the whole week? This is really up to you and what your strategy is like. I can only go off of how I trade, my own experiences, what my trading's like. So since I'm executing mostly on the 1 hour, and I actually only ever look at around 6-7 pairs, I do have all of them on my watch list. However, ones that I would say that I know like to the T, that I've backtested over and over and over and over again, is around is 3 to 4 pairs, like 4 pairs I'd say, that I'm very confident in, and that I'm basically 90% to 95% of my trades are coming from these pairs. I've come from the spectrum of being able to trade from 28 pairs and then filtering out 7 to 8 pairs. But the thing is, when I was doing that, I never fully understood how that pair actually behaved. But now that I'm able to fully backtest one specific pair, I understand what its impulsive phases are like, what are its wicks like. If you are trading patterns, how steep should the flag be? And it's hard to do that if you're having like 10, 15, 20 pairs. It's quite overwhelming, but if you're keeping it quite niche and specific, you're able to understand, how does this pair reverse, or how does it react to wicks or pivot areas? And that's sort of the data that I'm at the stage like now, like literally gathering that kind of specific data to refine. But yeah, I sometimes feel like just less is more from my personal experience. I'm actually curious about you guys. If you guys trade like a lot of pairs, like let me know how you're managing that and sort of what your findings are. What is your biggest achievement to date? Well, I wanted to actually answer this question because I think it's quite interesting, and it's something that when I was reading and I'm scrolling through the questions box that it made me actually stop and think, which is why I like this question. I'm actually also curious. Put down what you guys think your biggest achievement is to date. I would actually say it's not really trading related. Like I could say like it's getting the FTMO funding, but that's just the external thing, and I wouldn't even class that as a big achievement, because the thing with that, it's more so an accumulation of all these little things that were really hard, like these little stepping stones that I had to take, and then I got that 6-figure funding from FTMO. But yeah, like I would say, like, you know, initially like the thing that I can think of this year is getting a 6-figure account or moving out. Like those two things are massive life changes that happened in 2020 this year, but I don't think that's my biggest achievement. Like it's just this external outcome thing that happened because of an accumulation of all these little things. But if I could say those two would be like a secondary, but I do want to say like where my heart is like deviating towards, it's building up this YouTube channel and this community. Being able to connect with you guys, I feel like that's a massive achievement for myself. That I found absolutely like fulfilling. Being able to get over my anxiety to actually make these videos and to talk to a camera and then put it out for you guys to sort of see my journey and see what it's really like, and yeah, put myself out there. I think that's a massive achievement, to be able to go against the grain where everyone's sort of like, buy my course, join my Telegram group. I may not have a Rolex, I may not have a Lambo, but I will show you what it's like when you had a full-time job, when you were at uni, when you were living at your mum's house, and be able to move out, be able to, you know, still go after and, you know, still have these dreams and chase it, and then still put that out. I think it makes me relatable. It does give me a lot of anxiety every now and then. It's scary stuff, but you know, I'm making that choice consciously every day to go and do that, because I think there's going to be a lot of people that can relate to it. I think for me that is more of a bigger achievement, and finding a lot of people that just are tagging along in the journey and being like, hey, yeah, I'm at uni, I'm struggling, or hey, this and this is happening in my life, and you know, being able to just relate on that personal level, I think is awesome. And I think that would be my biggest achievement so far, is this whole Hannah FOREX sort of situation, because it happened very like, it just happened all of a sudden. It just happened. Like I never would have imagined how much it would have grown, this whole community that we've sort of built together. Honestly, I'm really grateful, and I'm always humbled by you guys and this community we've built. But yeah, sometimes I wish I could just give you all a hug and be able to, you know, share more stuff with trading and give back more and more. But I'm working on it. I'm doing what I can. That was a very long-winded answer to your question, but that was my thought process. Like I thought of, okay, the two biggest sort of achievements in my life that happened this year or to date was, yeah, definitely that FTMO 6-figure or moving out, but that just isn't it. It's just something a lot deeper and a lot more. So that comes to the end of this Q&A. Thank you guys for watching. There's a playlist of all my other Q&As. If you guys have any more questions, just put them in the comments and then I will try and address it in my next video. Thank you guys for watching and have a good one.